80 years isn't long enough to live. I want to do as much as I can right now while I still have the knees to do it, and like the health and all that kind of stuff. And like kind of when I started getting into the sport, it was kind of like, okay, I'm going to do as much as I can. Like I remember when I started running properly, every single easy run would be a 10K PB. You know, I wanted to be the best every single time. So I've kind of toned down a small bit from that. And then kind of in the run up to the full, and kind of like realizing the turnover, as well as last year in between doing like Cork and Lacti afterwards, I picked up a small bit of a knee. I wouldn't say injury, but just kind of a bit of a naggle in my knee. So I just for the longevity of the sport, I don't want that to happen again. I've been so lucky this season. I actually haven't been injured at all. So touch wood that nothing happens. So I was kind of thinking, okay, 2 fulls and a half and travel in the space of 5 weeks probably isn't going to be a good idea this time. So yeah, I'll do Sweden, I'll do Pikeman, because I'm actually going back over to Amsterdam to work with the lads when Lost Sheep is happening. And also it's not suited to me at all. I can't run or cycle up a hill. So flat courses are for me. So I
Lost
don't know
Sheep is
why I want to even do
Sean.
Lost Sheep.
Sean saw how much I suffered on the Lost Sheep there last time, so
Yeah.
it's yeah, it's a great event.
Oh
Don't get
yeah,
me
I
wrong,
believe
it's
that,
absolutely
but
excellent.
It's
I
one
It'll
of the
like
put
my
toughest
flat
ones I've heard.
courses.
Yeah, it'll put manners on the best of athletes, and does. It's a phenomenally tough course. It's absolutely excellent.
You're
And New
gonna talk
Zealand,
her
you
into
will.
it if you keep saying that.
Oh, I've
Yeah,
sold my
look.
entry. Entry gone. Go back
That's
to Sweden.
good,
Nah, she's
good,
doing the
good.
right thing.
Back to New
Peaks,
Zealand, back to New Zealand. You're dead right.
peaks and troughs, because the recovery is the most important part. And it actually gives you a chance to perform better in the next one. And I think you are doing the right thing. And you won't be alone. You do have Rachel Smith is a big advocate of the podcast. Brandon, her partner, is training and has been on as well. Will be in New Zealand with you, so you'll have company in terms of a fellow countrywoman on the start line for the I know you'll be in the different age categories, but at the start line, so you will have company out there. There'll be people
Oh yeah.
cheering you on. So I'll make sure that the cheer squad have your name and number as well, to so that you have some company out in New Zealand as well. But it's very exciting. Do you want to put numbers on your Ironman? Have you a time in mind?
Part of me kind of wants to think, okay, we'll just get through it. But I would be happy with. I'm kind of thinking if my numbers are right, and you know what I know I'm capable of doing, I'll hopefully come out with 10 hours. So I know I can do, I think my 4K swim is about 57 minutes. So I know I can be okay in a swim. The bike, I'm kind of like, I did 170 yesterday in 6 hours. So I'm kind of feeling like with a good taper now, I'll be able to put a couple more numbers on that. And then for the run, I like my PB for a marathon is 3:28, but that's a flat marathon, you know, it's not
Yeah,
after a bike ride. So I'm
yeah.
hoping that it'll be under the 4 hours anyway. The bike will be about 5, 6 hours, and if the run is under an hour, like kind of speed up my transitions a little bit. I'm hoping a good, 10 and a half, just under 11, hopefully. But
So as long the thing I did was, now I was a little bit over. I wanted 13. I was a little bit over. Yeah, but I only trained for 16 weeks, and it was a disaster. But I was very much survival mode. But for you, you've got a phenomenal base, and it is your first one at that distance as well. And a lot of people say just survive it. And I suppose if you're looking at your watch, as long as the clock says 10:59 by the time you cross, I think for your first one, that is a phenomenal time. It doesn't matter about anything under the 12 is a phenomenal time, let alone under 11 hours. So you're in a great place. You've stuck to the training, you're injury free, you're tapering now, you're gonna make the trip out to Sweden. So we are excited to see what happens. It's been absolutely lovely having you on. We probably could have had you on for another hour, as is with every guest. We front row seats, and I think we're just following your career. Me and Sean could probably get another 8 to 10 years out of this podcast, so we're in a good place as well.